there's been a lot of emphasis placed on infrastructure integration program. Has it been working, and what are the key projects?
Yeah, I think the last decade we've seen a lot of improvement on regional integration. Many of us worked on the NEPAD Africa Action Plan 10 years ago, which had very general projects without a lot of feasibility work, without necessarily the right amount of prioritization from African governments. And a lot has changed over the last decade. We now have a new Africa Action Plan that was just endorsed by the African Union in January. And we have a number of exciting projects already underway, and I think it's symbolic of the general process that's happened in infrastructure across Africa, which is you have a number of governments getting very serious, making the right prioritization, putting in place the pieces necessary to make these deals possible. And so you've seen them across the board, especially in transport and energy, and now we're seeing them also in water. Cross-border water projects. So we really think that the last 10 years has seen a huge change in the focus on regional integration, and we expect a lot more in the coming 10 years.
Can you elaborate a little on the energy projects?
Well, certainly INGA is probably the project with the biggest potential for regional impact, the biggest kind of project for impact across Africa. It's a project we've been working on quite a lot with the government of Congo and a number of partners, especially in South Africa. We are currently funding an update to the feasibility studies of INGA, and we're in dialogue with the government about the best way to take that project forward. It's a huge project, and it's a perfect example of a project that really needs cross-border partnership to make it a reality, and so all of us have to get on the same page. But again, we're at a place where the politics are right, in the sense that people are making the tough political choices to make these projects possible, and certainly Grand Inga is one that we hope will be possible in the very near future.
You were saying earlier there is a need to get everyone on the same page. How is the African Development Bank helping in this regard?
Yeah, well, we obviously finance a number of projects. We're the biggest financier of infrastructure across Africa, but we also try to crowd in other financing. And you look at 2010 was a bumper year for infrastructure finance, with outside of Africa, money coming in to the tune of 55 billion last year for infrastructure, which was by far the highest we've seen in really ever. And we expect many more private sector financiers and investors to come into the infrastructure space. So our focus has been, of course, to finance deals, but also to work with governments and local sponsors to structure deals to make them possible for financing. Certainly, the people of Africa are already paying for infrastructure, and they're paying very high price for sometimes very low quality infrastructure. So those pieces are already there, the demand is already there, and so it's a great opportunity for investors to finance some of these projects and make historic returns. The returns won't always be this good in infrastructure, so we're seeing this time where there's a historic amount of interest in the sector, and again, especially power. I think the opportunities we see in power are really significant.